Laurel Canyon was a place people were attracted to, like a magnet.
It was a very small community of musicians and long-haired weirdos.
We were at the very center of this beautiful bubble of creativity and friendship.
The Byrds,
Neil Young,
the Monkees, Crosby, Stills and Nash,
The Doors,
Jackson Browne,
Linda Ronstadt,
the Eagles, and Mamas and Papas.
Laurel Canyon's impact on music and culture is profound and enduring. In the 1960s and 1970s, this Los Angeles neighborhood became a nexus for some of the most influential musicians of the era. The canyon's idyllic setting and communal atmosphere fostered creativity and collaboration, giving rise to iconic music that defined a generation. Artists such as Jim Morrison, Joni Mitchell, Frank Zappa, and members of the Byrds, the Mamas and the Papas, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young made Laurel Canyon their home. This close-knit community often gathered for impromptu jam sessions, resulting in groundbreaking music that blended rock, folk, and psychedelic influences. Joni Mitchell's album, Ladies of the Canyon, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young's Deja Vu are just a few examples of the era's seminal works that emerged from this creative crucible. Beyond its musical contributions, Laurel Canyon influenced broader cultural trends, epitomizing the countercultural movement with its emphasis on artistic freedom, nonconformity, and a back-to-nature lifestyle. The legacy of Laurel Canyon lives on, celebrated in documentaries, books, and music retrospectives, continuing to inspire new generations of artists and music lovers. Development and early 20th century. The development of Laurel Canyon as a residential area began in earnest in the early 1900s. Charles Spencer Mann, a pioneering real estate developer, recognized the potential of this rugged, scenic canyon as an ideal retreat from the burgeoning city of Los Angeles. Mann's vision included transforming the area into a picturesque community of summer homes and weekend getaways, appealing to those seeking respite from urban life. In 1912, the construction of Laurel Canyon Boulevard provided the much-needed access to the canyon, facilitating further development. This roadway became a vital link between Hollywood and the San Fernando Valley, making the canyon more accessible and attractive to prospective residents. Mann's promotional efforts highlighted the natural beauty and tranquility of Laurel Canyon, drawing a diverse array of artists, writers, and Hollywood professionals. By the 1920s, Laurel Canyon had established itself as a desirable location for those in the film industry. The canyon's rustic charm and seclusion offered a perfect escape for creative minds, fostering a close-knit community characterized by its artistic and bohemian atmosphere. This early period laid the groundwork for Laurel Canyon's later emergence as a cultural and musical hub, attracting many influential figures in the decades to come. Golden Age of Hollywood. During the Golden Age of Hollywood, spanning the 1930s and 1940s, Laurel Canyon became a favored enclave for many in the burgeoning film industry. The area's seclusion, natural beauty, and proximity to Hollywood studios made it an ideal retreat for actors, directors, and other industry professionals seeking privacy and tranquility away from the public eye. Cecil B. DeMille, the legendary film director and producer, was among the notable residents who made their homes in Laurel Canyon during this era. The canyon's winding roads and dense foliage provided a sense of seclusion that was highly valued by celebrities looking to escape the prying eyes of fans and paparazzi. This era saw a blending of rustic charm and Hollywood glamour, creating a unique and attractive community atmosphere. Social gatherings and lavish parties were a hallmark of life in Laurel Canyon during this time, further enhancing its reputation as a creative and cultural hotspot. These events were often attended by a mix of established stars and up-and-coming talent, fostering a collaborative and dynamic environment. The canyon's bohemian spirit and artistic energy were magnetic, drawing creative individuals who contributed to Hollywood's golden era of cinematic innovation. The architecture of the homes built during this period also reflected the eclectic tastes of their owners, ranging from quaint cottages to grandiose estates. This architectural diversity added to the unique character of the neighborhood, making it a distinctive part of Los Angeles's landscape. Overall, the Golden Age of Hollywood cemented Laurel Canyon's status as a prestigious and desirable location, known not only for its natural beauty, but also for its significant role in the cultural and artistic life of Los Angeles. This period laid the foundation for the canyon's later transformation into a hub of musical creativity in the 1960s and 1970s. The music revolution of the 1960s and 1970s. Laurel Canyon's most celebrated period came during the 1960s and 1970s when it became the epicenter of a musical revolution. The canyon transformed into a haven for musicians who would go on to define the sound of a generation, blending rock, folk, and psychedelic influences in a way that resonated deeply with the era's cultural and social changes. The unique, laid-back lifestyle and tight-knit community of Laurel Canyon attracted a remarkable array of musical talent. Jim Morrison of The Doors, Joni Mitchell, Frank Zappa, and members of the Byrds, Buffalo Springfield, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young were among the notable residents. The informal and collaborative atmosphere of the canyon led to prolific songwriting and recording sessions, often held in the artists' homes. Joni Mitchell's house on Lookout Mountain Avenue, where she wrote much of her album Ladies of the Canyon, became iconic. The album itself, along with others like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young's Deja Vu, and The Doors' Strange Days, emerged from the creative synergy that characterized the community. These works not only captured the zeitgeist of the time, but also pushed musical boundaries, blending introspective lyrics with innovative sounds. Informal jam sessions were a regular occurrence, fostering a spirit of collaboration that was rare in the music industry. Musicians often dropped by each other's homes, leading to spontaneous collaborations that produced some of the era's most memorable music. The song, For What It's Worth, by Buffalo Springfield, for example, became an anthem of the 1960s, reflecting the social unrest and desire for change that permeated the decade. The music of Laurel Canyon had a profound impact on rock and folk music, influencing countless artists and shaping the sound of the late 20th century. Albums created during this time are still celebrated for their artistry and cultural significance. The Canyon's musicians were not just creating music, they were forging a new cultural identity that emphasized artistic freedom, nonconformity, and the connection to nature. The influence of Laurel Canyon extended beyond music to broader cultural trends. The artists who lived there embodied the countercultural movement, with its emphasis on peace, love, and community. Their lifestyle and ethos inspired many young people of the time, contributing to the wider cultural shifts of the 1960s and 1970s. By the late 1970s, the heyday of Laurel Canyon as a musical hub began to wane. Many musicians moved on, and new music scenes emerged in other parts of the country. However, the legacy of Laurel Canyon's music revolution endures, celebrated in documentaries, books, and music retrospectives. This period remains a touchstone for understanding the cultural and artistic transformations that defined a generation. Today, Laurel Canyon is remembered not just as a geographical location, but as a symbol of a unique moment in music history. Its legacy lives on, continuing to inspire musicians and music lovers alike, reminding us of a time when a small community in the Hollywood Hills was at the heart of a cultural revolution, decline and renaissance. By the late 1970s, the vibrant music scene of Laurel Canyon began to fade as many of the musicians who had once called it home moved on to new ventures and locales. The countercultural ethos that had characterized the canyon in the 1960s and 1970s shifted as new musical trends emerged and the cultural landscape evolved. Additionally, changes in the music industry and broader societal shifts contributed to the decline of Laurel Canyon's influence on the mainstream music scene. As the 1980s unfolded, Laurel Canyon underwent a period of relative obscurity, with its heyday as a musical mecca seemingly in the past. However, the canyon's rich history and bohemian spirit endured, quietly waiting for a resurgence. In the 1990s and early 2000s, a renewed interest in the music and culture of the 1960s and 1970s sparked a renaissance in Laurel Canyon. Documentaries, books, and retrospectives celebrated the canyon's contributions to American music and culture, reintroducing its legacy to new generations. Artists and musicians once again began to gravitate towards the area, drawn by its storied past and creative energy. The revitalization of Laurel Canyon was also fueled by its enduring appeal as a residential neighborhood. Its picturesque setting, lush landscape, and sense of community continued to attract a diverse array of residents, from artists and musicians to professionals and families. Today, Laurel Canyon stands as a vibrant and dynamic neighborhood, blending its rich musical heritage with modern-day amenities and influences. The canyon streets are lined with historic homes and iconic landmarks, serving as reminders of its storied past. Community organizations and local historians work tirelessly to preserve the area's history and character, ensuring that the legacy of Laurel Canyon lives on for future generations to appreciate. Laurel Canyon in the modern day. In the modern day, Laurel Canyon maintains its status as a vibrant and desirable neighborhood in Los Angeles, blending its rich history with contemporary influences and amenities. While its heyday as a musical mecca may be a thing of the past, the canyon continues to attract a diverse mix of residents, drawn to its picturesque setting, lush landscape, and sense of community. The canyon's winding roads and tree-lined streets are dotted with historic homes and iconic landmarks, serving as reminders of its storied past. Many of these homes have been meticulously preserved or restored, maintaining their original charm and character. Additionally, new developments and modern residences have been seamlessly integrated into the canyon's landscape, offering a blend of old-world charm and modern luxury. Despite its proximity to the bustling city of Los Angeles, Laurel Canyon retains a tranquil and secluded atmosphere, providing a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of urban life. Residents can enjoy scenic hikes in nearby Griffith Park, dine at trendy restaurants along the Sunset Strip, or simply relax and unwind in their own backyard oasis. The sense of community that has long defined Laurel Canyon remains strong in the modern day, with residents coming together for neighborhood events, block parties, and social gatherings. Local businesses and establishments, from coffee shops to boutique stores, contribute to the area's vibrant and inclusive atmosphere, fostering a sense of belonging among residents and visitors alike. Efforts to preserve the history and character of Laurel Canyon are ongoing, with community organizations and local historians working to ensure that the canyon's legacy lives on for future generations. Annual events, tours, and commemorations celebrate the area's rich cultural heritage, paying homage to the musicians, artists, and visionaries who once called Laurel Canyon home. As we conclude our journey through the rich history and vibrant culture of Laurel Canyon, we invite you to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on all our latest videos exploring fascinating topics and destinations. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next adventure.